Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The formal act of approving. His decision merited the approval of any sensible person. Acceptance as satisfactory. He bought it on approval. A message expressing a favorable opinion. Words of approval seldom passed his lips. A feeling of liking something or someone good. Although she fussed at them, she secretly viewed all her children with approval. The formal act of approving. Expressing or manifesting praise or approval. A desirable state. Enjoy the blessings of peace. The formal act of approving. He gave the project his blessing. The act of praying for divine protection. A short prayer of thanks before a meal. A ceremonial prayer invoking divine protection. Acceptance as satisfactory. Acceptance as satisfactory. A message expressing a favorable opinion. An official award, as for bravery or service, usually given as formal public statement. Financial resources provided to make some project possible. The foundation provided support for the experiment. Argue or speak in defense of. She supported the motion to strike. Put up with something or somebody unpleasant. A military operation, often involving new supplies of men and materiel, to strengthen a military force or aid in the performance of its mission. They called for artillery support. Be the physical support of, carry the weight of. He supported me with one hand while I balanced on the beam. Adopt as a belief. The financial means whereby one lives. He applied to the state for support. A musical part, vocal or instrumental, that supports or provides background for other musical parts. The act of bearing the weight of or strengthening. He leaned against the wall for support. Be a regular customer or client of. Documentary validation. The strongest support for this view is the work of Jones. Establish or strengthen as with new evidence or facts. The evidence supports the defendant. Be behind. Approve of. Support with evidence or authority or make more certain or confirm. Give moral or psychological support, aid, or courage to. She supported him during the illness. Aiding the cause or policy or interests of. The president no longer has the support of his own party. Any device that bears the weight of another thing. There was no place to attach supports for a shelf. Play a subordinate role to another performer. Olivier supported Gielgud beautifully in the second act. Something providing immaterial assistance to a person or cause or interest. The policy found little public support. Supporting structure that holds up or provides a foundation. The statue stood on a marble support. Support materially or financially. He does not support his natural children. The activity of providing for or maintaining by supplying with money or necessities. His support kept the family together. The mental attitude that something is believable and should be accepted as true. Acceptance of Newtonian mechanics was unquestioned for 200 years. A disposition to tolerate or accept people or situations. Banking. A time draft drawn on and accepted by a bank. The act of accepting with approval, favorable reception. The proposal found wide acceptance. Contract law. Words signifying consent to the terms of an offer, thereby creating a contract. The act of taking something that is offered. Her acceptance of the gift encouraged him. The state of being acceptable and accepted. Torn jeans received no acceptance at the country club. What a communication that is about something is about. A communication, usually brief, that is written or spoken or signaled. He sent a 3-word message. Send a message. Send a message to. She messaged the committee. Send as a message. She messaged the final report by fax. What a communication that is about something is about. The state of being contented with your situation in life. He relaxed in sleepy contentedness. The amount that can be contained. What a communication that is about something is about. Satisfied or showing satisfaction with things as they are. A contented smile. The sum or range of what has been perceived, discovered, or learned. Something, a person or object or scene, selected by an artist or photographer for graphic representation. Usually plural. Everything that is included in a collection and that is held or included in something. He emptied the contents of his pockets. Make content. I am contented. Satisfy in a limited way. He contented himself with 1 glass of beer per day. The proportion of a substance that is contained in a mixture or alloy, etc. The property of holding together and retaining its shape. Considerable capital, wealth or income. The idea that is intended. What a communication that is about something is about. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. A particular kind or species of matter with uniform properties. Shigella is one of the most toxic substances known to man. Material of a particular kind or constitution. The immune response recognizes invading substances. The real physical matter of which a person or thing consists. DNA is the substance of our genes. A feeling of pleasure and enjoyment. I've always had a liking for reading. A military operation, often involving new supplies of men and materiel, to strengthen a military force or aid in the performance of its mission. A device designed to provide additional strength. He used gummed reinforcements to hold the page in his notebook. Information that makes more forcible or convincing. His gestures provided eloquent reinforcement for his complaints. An act performed to strengthen approved behavior. Psychology. A stimulus that strengthens or weakens the behavior that produced it. Delicate discrimination, especially of aesthetic values. A favorable judgment. Understanding of the nature or meaning or quality or magnitude of something. An expression of gratitude. He expressed his appreciation in a short note. An increase in price or value. An appreciation of 30% in the value of real estate. The appropriation of ideas or words, etc., from another source. The act of accepting with approval, favorable reception. Its adoption by society. A legal proceeding that creates a parent-child relation between persons not related by blood. The adopted child is entitled to all privileges belonging to a natural child of the adoptive parents, including the right to inherit. A communication that indicates lack of respect by patronizing the recipient. Be a regular customer or client of. The act of providing approval and support. The business given to a commercial establishment by its customers. Even before noon there was a considerable patronage. Customers collectively. Politics, granting favors or giving contracts or making appointments to office in return for political support. Support by being a patron of. Bestow honor or rewards upon. The scout was rewarded for courageous action. Benefit resulting from some event or action. Reaping the rewards of generosity. Strengthen and support with rewards. A recompense for worthy acts or retribution for wrongdoing. Virtue as its own reward. An act performed to strengthen approved behavior. Act or give recompense in recognition of someone's behavior or actions. Payment made in return for a service rendered. The offer of money for helping to find a criminal or for returning lost property. The act of becoming betrothed or engaged. The act of accepting with approval, favorable reception. Archaic terms for a wedding or wedding feast. A musical part, vocal or instrumental, that supports or provides background for other musical parts. Computer science. A copy of a file or directory on a separate storage device. He made a backup in case the original was accidentally damaged or erased. The act of providing approval and support. Someone who takes the place of another, as when things get dangerous or difficult. An accumulation caused by clogging or a stoppage. A traffic backup on the main street. Financial resources provided to make some project possible. The act of providing approval and support. His vigorous backing of the conservatives got him in trouble with progressives. Something forming a back that is added for strengthening. A favorable judgment. A small token in admiration of your works. The feeling aroused by something strange and surprising. A feeling of delighted approval and liking. The status of being a champion. The act of providing approval and support. A competition at which a champion is chosen. The accepted meaning of a word. The act of accepting with approval, favorable reception. Acceptance as true or valid. An informal British abbreviation of approval. He accepted it on appro. Stand behind and guarantee the quality, accuracy, or condition of. The dealer warrants all the cars he sells. Formal and explicit approval. A written assurance that some product or service will be provided or will meet certain specifications. A type of security issued by a corporation, usually together with a bond or preferred stock, that gives the holder the right to purchase a certain amount of common stock at a stated price. As a sweetener, they offered warrants along with the fixed income securities. A writ from a court commanding police to perform specified acts. Provide adequate grounds to justify a certain course of action. The emergency does not warrant all of us buying guns. Clap one's hands or shout after performances to indicate approval. Enthusiastic approval. The book met with modest acclaim. Praise vociferously. Enthusiastic approval. A demonstration of approval by clapping the hands together. Official approval. Official recognition or approval. Cause somebody to feel happier or more cheerful. She tried to cheer up the disappointed child when he failed to win the spelling bee. Become cheerful. Give encouragement to. The quality of being cheerful and dispelling gloom. Flowers added a note of cheerfulness to the drab room. Spur on or encourage, especially by cheers and shouts. The crowd cheered the demonstrating strikers. A cry or shout of approval. Show approval or good wishes by shouting. Everybody cheered the birthday boy.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.